Imagine stepping into a bustling passenger rail terminal in Phoenix. Sunlight pours through the glass roof above multiple platforms as modern trains glide in and out of the station. Electronic boards list departures across the desert Southwest: Tucson, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Albuquerque, and even international connections to Nogales and Mexicali. In this alternate scenario, the American Southwest develops a vast regional passenger rail system connecting Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, Southern California, Western Texas, Northern Mexico, and Colorado. At the center of this system stands Phoenix, once one of the largest American cities without strong intercity rail service, but now transformed into the primary rail hub of the entire desert region. Modern trains power this network. Sleek passenger consists built around Siemens Charger locomotives and Siemens Airo trainsets operate frequent service across the region. These trains are designed for efficiency, comfort, and higher speeds, capable of reaching up to 125 miles per hour on upgraded rail corridors. From the large windows inside the train, passengers watch the landscapes of the Southwest unfold: red rock cliffs, distant mountains, and the towering saguaros of the Sonoran Desert.
Although this network is fictional, it grows out of several real projects already reshaping rail transportation across the West. One of the most important is Brightline West, the privately funded high-speed rail line connecting Las Vegas with the Los Angeles region. In this scenario, the Southwest Regional Rail Network connects directly to Brightline West at Las Vegas, allowing passengers arriving from Phoenix or Albuquerque to transfer seamlessly onto high-speed trains heading for Los Angeles. Another real concept already studied by transportation planners is passenger rail between Phoenix and Tucson. In this imagined future, that corridor becomes the backbone of Arizona's passenger rail system. Trains run every hour between the two cities, turning what was once a long highway drive into a comfortable 90-minute rail journey. From Tucson, the line continues south to the international border at Nogales, creating a cross-border passenger rail connection between Arizona and northern Mexico. Another corridor stretches west across the desert toward Southern California. Real proposals already exist for restoring passenger rail between Los Angeles and the Coachella Valley. In this scenario, trains operate from Los Angeles through Riverside and Palm Springs, continuing east across the desert until they reach Phoenix. Further south, another branch line serves the Imperial Valley and continues toward Mexicali, adding another international connection to the network. But one of the most dramatic additions to this regional system is the northern extension toward Colorado. From Albuquerque, trains head north through Santa Fe and across the high desert toward Denver. This route becomes known as the Front Range Line, inspired by real proposals for expanded passenger rail service along Colorado's urban corridor. Once trains reach Denver, they connect with cities along the Front Range, one of the fastest-growing regions in the American West.
The Front Range extension transforms the Southwest network from a desert-focused rail system into a major transportation link between the deserts of the Southwest and the Rocky Mountains. But to truly appreciate this modern rail system, it helps to look back at the trains that once crossed these same landscapes. In the late 19th century, steam locomotives first pushed rail lines across the deserts and mountains of the Southwest. Passenger trains consisted of wooden cars pulled by powerful steam engines, slowly crossing vast distances between frontier settlements. One of the most important railroads of that era was the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway. These early trains helped towns like Tucson grow into major communities by linking them with the rest of the country. Travel, however, was slow. Steam locomotives needed frequent stops for water, and journeys across the desert could take days. By the 1930s, rail travel entered a new golden age, the era of the streamliner. One of the most famous trains ever to cross the Southwest was the legendary Super Chief. Operating between Chicago and Los Angeles, the Super Chief offered luxury service across the desert landscapes of the Southwest. Stainless steel cars, fine dining, and smooth diesel locomotives made it one of the most prestigious trains in America. But even this famous streamliner ran only once per day. The modern Southwest Regional Rail Network operates very differently. Instead of focusing mainly on long-distance journeys, The network emphasizes frequent regional travel. Trains depart every few hours between major cities, while the busiest corridors, like Phoenix to Tucson, see hourly departures. Phoenix sits at the center of this entire system. From its central station, trains radiate outward in every direction. Westbound trains travel toward Los Angeles and the Coachella Valley. Northbound trains connect with Las Vegas and Brightline West. Eastbound trains head toward Albuquerque. Further north, the Front Range line continues toward Denver and Colorado. Southbound trains serve Tucson and extend to Nogales at the Mexican border. Additional routes connect Southern California to Mexicali. This design allows passengers to move across the entire region with ease. A traveler could board a train in Nogales, ride north through Tucson to Phoenix, transfer to a train bound for Denver, and arrive in the Rocky Mountains by evening. Another traveler might depart Los Angeles in the morning, pass through Palm Springs and Phoenix, and continue east toward Albuquerque. Compared with the steam locomotives of the Old West or the streamliners of the mid-20th century, the technology behind these trains is vastly different. Modern Siemens Charger locomotives are powerful, efficient, and capable of maintaining high speeds across long desert corridors. The Airo train sets provide comfortable seating, cafe service, Wi-Fi, and panoramic views of the passing landscapes. Yet despite their modern design, these trains represent a continuation of the Southwest's long railroad story. Steam locomotives once brought the first rail connections to frontier towns. Streamliners like the Super Chief later turned rail travel into a symbol of speed and elegance. And in this imagined future, a new generation of passenger trains reconnects the deserts, mountains, and border cities of the American Southwest. At the center of it all stands Phoenix, the beating heart of a rail network stretching from the Pacific coast to the Rocky Mountains and from Southern California to the international border with Mexico. As we step off this imagined journey across the Southwest, it's worth remembering that everything we've explored in this scenario is exactly that, a what-if, a vision of what passenger rail in the desert Southwest could look like if modern infrastructure, regional cooperation, and new technology came together. From the hub at Phoenix, trains in this scenario stretch across deserts, mountains, and international borders, linking Tucson, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Albuquerque, and even reaching cities like Denver, Nogales, and Mexicali. It connects with real projects like Brightline West and builds on proposed corridors such as the Phoenix-Tucson passenger rail line and the Los Angeles-Coachella Valley service. But the purpose of exploring a scenario like this isn't just entertainment. This is where modern tools, especially artificial intelligence, become incredibly valuable. Artificial intelligence allows us to simulate possibilities, connect real-world projects, historical context, and geographic realities, and build realistic what-if scenarios that help people imagine how transportation networks could evolve. By analyzing patterns in infrastructure, population growth, and historical rail corridors, AI can help visualize systems that may not exist yet, but could someday become reality. In a way, this kind of exploration mirrors the thinking of railroad planners more than a century ago. When early railroads like the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway began building across the Southwest, they were also imagining a future, a network of connections across landscapes that at the time seemed impossibly vast. Today, artificial intelligence gives us a new way to explore those possibilities. It allows historians, planners, rail enthusiasts, and storytellers to take real projects like Brightline West, the proposed Front Range Rail Corridor, or potential Arizona passenger routes, and combine them into a bigger picture of what regional rail might look like someday. Whether or not a network like the one we imagined ever fully exists, thinking about these possibilities helps people understand how transportation shapes cities, economies, and entire regions. And sometimes, the ideas that begin as what-if scenarios eventually inspire real-world projects. After all, many of the great railroads of the past started with someone looking at a map of the West and asking the same question, what if? Thanks for watching, and may your lights be green on the high iron